YouTube.
Oh, look at that. We're there. Webinar is now streaming live on YouTube.
All righty, let's get
Yeah.
let's get this started. Where's my recording?
We're
Here we
recording.
go. Let me turn this off. Okay. Wow. More technical difficulties.
Surprise, surprise.
I don't know why, but welcome everyone. I apologize for our being late trying to connect to Facebook. Streaming didn't work. So we'll have to stream through YouTube.
Yes, we're going to stream through YouTube, and I guess we will put that on our Facebook page as well.
Yes, we will. Bridget's got it covered. She's got us covered, so we're good. I hope everybody. Okay. So we just, in 1 second, we'll be live on Facebook. Oof. It's just like, whoo-hoo.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we are recording, so I hope everybody's having a beautiful Saturday morning, whether you're just like getting the sand out of your eyes or the sleep out of your eyes, or whether you've been up for a few hours like Mike has.
Yeah, it's 3 o'clock here in Vienna in Austria, and it's actually a beautiful summer's day here.
Wow.
That's the short sleeves on today.
Lovely. I know. I noticed no big jumper. So this is Mike Cavalli, my colleague and co-host, and I'm Marla Goldberg. In case you don't know who we are, and this is the Global Consciousness Development Circle's guided meditation. We do a live meditation on the second and fourth Saturday of the month. And on what we want to do, our goal and intention and mission is to help you start your day or finish your day wherever you are when you're listening to this, and raise your consciousness and get messages and get guidance so that you can listen to what's being given to you so that you're able to steer your ship as the higher beings are directing, because they are, we are the captains and we have free will, but they are certainly great first, what do they call them? First mate. First mate.
Yeah.
First mate. I know you're a nautical guy.
Well, I've got a little boat. I wouldn't say I'm a great shipman by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah. Marley, you're so right. For whatever reasons, reasons it'll take too long to get into here, but the higher realms, the ascending masters, they're reaching us and getting closer to us, So I just read today that we're growing an extra artery again as cause of our evolution.
What do you mean by extra artery? I'm sorry.
When we're in the mother's womb, apparently we have an artery that.
Artery. I thought you said archery.
Not archery. So that's my accent. You have to forgive me.
Or it's my English, my American ears, one or the other.
But when we come out of mum, that disappears, and apparently more and more people are regrowing it as they get older, and it is a sign of evolution that we're evolving. And there's a lot more now. People are even real left brain thinkers are beginning now to feel their body a lot more, I feel, and asking the right questions. Not forget conspiracies and what's going on and what isn't. The fact is that they're now using their inner self to make decisions for themselves.
They're hearing the guidance that they didn't hear before. And they're acting on it. And is that correct? Way of putting it?
Yeah, that's perfect way.
And I know that you brought up the mother's womb, so I'm going to segue into my show on Thursday, Guided Spirit Conversations podcast, where my guest was Deirdre Haid. And Deirdre is an amazing mystic and clairvoyant teacher and scholar. And so when we were talking about what's going on in the world and all the chaos and all the disruption and the anger and the things that are coming out, and what she had explained, and I'm sure this isn't going to come out as eloquently as she said it, but she said, we're in a birthing process. And right now we're in the birthing canal. And for anybody who's been around childbirth, And it was just an amazing visual for me. She said, you know, you're in the place where labor is happening, and there's the pain of pushing, you know, the child out.
Yeah.
And what she was saying is, you know, when you push, you take a break. Push, take a break. And what I feel people aren't realizing is that they're not taking that break.
Yeah.
So they keep pushing, pushing, pushing without the rest, the respite in between those labor pains. But you know, when it's all said and done, we are going to be birthed into a new era, a new light. Now, the age of
Yeah.
Aquarius, I think it's January 20th or 21st. I think it might be the 20th, where we officially go into the age of Aquarius, which is a higher energetic, lower a lower density time.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's very clear that change is on the horizon. And part of this change, it's a bit like what came first, the chicken or the egg.
Yeah.
Did you know? In many ways, it doesn't matter. The fact is, it's happening. I believe, and from what I've been told, is that the change is partly happening. What is going on around us is to bring us back to a more, if you like, godly, spiritual way, put us back on our path to where that we've lost over so many years. And we're getting our way back there with that. But our vibration has raised now. And so the higher realms, the masters, they can get to us a lot more, help us a lot more, and push us down that canal. Like you, so give us a little gentle, there you go, you know.
Right, a gentle nudge rather than a big kick in the rear to push you out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like.
Yeah, it does. It does. But you know, down that tunnel we're going, so we can go kicking or screaming with resistance, or we can embrace it. And as we spoke about earlier, Marla, you know, if we can find some joy and just gratitude in the day, your life changes when you can find just one thing that made you happy and one thing to be grateful for.
Absolutely. And what I found in my experience is I started with gratitude. And all of a sudden, after doing my gratitude practice in my prayers for, I don't even know how long, but I did my thing. And then all of a sudden, one day I realized that I'm always singing. I'm always joyful. I'm smiling. I feel good. And it's, for me, and I can only talk from my perspective, but it started with my gratitude which really opened up my heart, which allowed the joy to come out in a gush, and it just is and the gush isn't stopping, and I'm grateful for that.
And you know, for the people listening, this too becomes habit. Once you start doing it and become conscious of joy, love, laughter, light, gratitude, it just becomes as normal as getting up, washing your teeth and having breakfast. It is very much part of you, and there can be no other way, because we have no choice. I've always said in these times, and times similar to this, we show our true authentic self when our back is against the wall and we've got nowhere to go. We can only face the situations that we have. This is where we show our true authentic self. So, you know, let's rise to the challenge, rise to this new opportunity that's coming before us.
True. I had a vision, and it's a survival thing. Like people who are drowning, what they do is they grab onto somebody who's, above the water with them, and they push them down to keep themselves up. And then the people they're pushing down dies. And I feel that right now, this is what is tending to happen. And that's where all the riots are, and the fighting and the discourse. But here's the thing, if we all like hold each other and kick our feet together and hold ourselves up as a united front, we will then be able to all survive and not have as many people lose their lives. And I feel that in this chaotic time, that people are forgetting the way of caring, being caring and considerate of other people. It isn't all about just the individual, the me thing. It is about and again, all this goes in my opinion. I think it's about the collective and the collective supporting each other and helping each other because we have the ability to do that. And we
Right.
don't need to hurt people in their
Sure.
livelihoods.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't have to, I keep thinking about Kenosha and what just happened there, Kenosha, Wisconsin, a few months ago, with the riots, but how it was systematically, the city was being torn down by these paid looters.
Yeah.
And that they weren't there because of Black Lives Matter,
Yeah.
because my husband told me the story of a guy who had had a store for 40 years and he happened to have been Black.
Yeah.
And they were, he runs to his store going, "Don't burn this down. It's my livelihood. I've been doing this for 40 years. This is my life."
Yeah.
And these guys thought
Just.
nothing about demolishing this man's store,
Yeah.
if Molotov cocktails, blowing it up.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking to,
Yeah.
for these people who
Mm.
really have put 40 years, their
Yeah.
whole life. They're,
Yeah.
they think, "I'm too old to start over. What am I going to do?" You've just ruined everything I've built.
Yeah.
And so I'm hearing two messages. One message, not just one, but two. One message is about, when it happens, like, like the fires, and yes,
Yeah.
you might lose the memories that you built, but the beautiful thing is if you're alive and you
Mm.
have your health, you can rebuild and make new memories moving forward. It
Yeah.
also teaches one not to be so attached to things,
Yeah. I
material
agree.
things,
Yeah.
and to say, that what's the most important thing? It's your life. It's the life you're
Yeah.
living, your health, mental,
Yeah.
physical, emotional.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, something beautiful that they're trying to organise over here for New Year's Eve. They're trying to do a hands across, going from Austria up to Germany, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, and all the way round.
Wow.
The problem at the moment is Liechtenstein, because apparently it's got some severe lockdown things, and people wouldn't be able to form that chain. I don't know if that's going to happen. The important thing is it is in someone's intention to do this. And I would be there if it happens, for sure, without any doubt. Like Mother Teresa says, you won't find me on an anti-war rally, but you'll find me on a pro-peace march.
Mhm.
And this sort of thing would be great for me, and I would be there. But the important thing is its intention. And if everybody is saying, yeah, that's a great idea, I would go if that happened. Again, it creates an energy
I think it
of
sounds like such a
yeah,
cool thing to do.
yeah,
And it takes millions and millions and millions of people to
yeah,
do that.
yeah,
And the other cool thing is, so it's what we do, and when I go to class, and you hold the hands of people and you breathe in from your first chakra to your heart, and then you send your love to the
yeah,
person to your right, and that person sends that love,
yeah,
combines with their love, and then it goes to the next person, the next person, the
mm,
next person. And how cool would it be if, as everybody's holding
yeah,
hands,
yeah,
that they are emanating love from one to
yeah,
the other, because not only does it go into the other, but it goes into the energy of the
yeah,
world, of
yeah,
life.
yeah,
And how many animals and plants and people it would help
yeah,
to feel the love going through.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously you're 100% correct there. What we have to do is organize ourselves much better and let this all be known, because I think it's very much a cell operation at the moment. People are doing it in little cells and nobody's informed what everyone else is doing. In itself, that's great, the energy's out there, but when it's one collective, it's a massive shift,
Oh,
like you can't believe. So we just need to organize ourselves and get informed so that we can do things simultaneously at the same time, sending out that thought, that love energy, not from the ego mind, but from the heart, to the
yes.
world leaders, regardless of who you support, to the doctors and the scientists, regardless of whether you think they're right or wrong. If we send them that love light, it can
To
only
the
end up in
frontline
truth.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we are entering a period now, and you will hear this was channeled through, that only truth can be spoken now, and only the truth will be revealed. And this is also why we're seeing a little bit of the chaos that we're seeing, because people are saying conflicting things. One minute they're saying this, next minute they're saying that, because only truth can be spoken right now. And this is a great thing. This really is.
Well, we know here in the US, there's so much of those mixed messages coming through. I mean, one thing is said, then another thing is said, then another thing is said,
yeah.
but they contradict each other. So it
Yeah.
just causes confusion. So
Yeah.
confusion Susan is like rampant, and like, let's change confusion Susan with clarity.
Yeah.
Let's change, what it is so that we're clear.
Yeah.
And let's just ask for clarity. I mean,
Yeah.
all you have to do is say, please bring me clarity.
Yeah.
And thank you for bringing me clarity.
Yeah.
And leave, and you'll, again,
Yeah.
if you really focus on it, like gratitude, you just all of a sudden you'll start getting clear. Your thoughts will get clearer. Your desires, your direction, what you're going to do, where you're going to go, and how you want to do it will become clearer. And all these doubts and these questions you have can dissipate. But it's all up to the individual, because free will.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Yeah. I mean, if you feel from here, the heart, rather than think from here, this will never betray you. And if we go within, we can find the answers. I mean, there's no evidence that would support in a court of law, but you will know and feel the answer within your heart. You've just got to be brave enough if it contradicts what the mind says, the old monkey mind, because it likes to keep things very...
The ego mind. The monkey mind is the ego mind.
Yeah. And the art of it is to know that the heart says something different, and it's up to you then to say, or be strong enough to say, okay, with the new evidence that my heart has presented, I'm going to change my view on this. That's the hardest thing for people to do. But if you can do that, you're really on the way to really not worrying about what anyone says about you, just living your life joyfully in the love and the gratitude. And that's where it begins, all from here.
Amen to that. It's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. Well, we're gonna move into our meditation, because this is a great segue to meditation. I want to get the music up and running, because this is what you're talking about, is where you're bringing us today, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm going to bring you into yourself today.
So Mike is going to take the lead this month, and away you go.
Okay, so if we just sit comfortably and close your eyes and drop your shoulders and relax and let go of the weight of the world. And if you take in a deep but comfortable breath in through the nose and just hold it there for a second or two. And breathe out through the mouth. And breathe out all the stress and the worry of the day. And take a deep breath in through the nose, hold it there, and breathing all the love and the light. And breathe out through the mouth all the stress and the worry of the day. And just focus your attention now on your breathing. And keep your mind completely clear and blank in front of you. Just look before you, the vast darkness in front. And starting at the base chakra, the red light comes out from the base of the spine, covers the whole body, fills the room that you're in, fills the streets around you, the city, the country, and eventually the planet. And bring that light into that darkness in front of you. The red light brightens this space slightly. Moving up to the sacral, moving up to the orange light. In the stomach area, it comes out, fills your body, covers the whole of your body, pushes out into the room and mixes with the red. It too goes out into the streets, to the city, to the country, and surrounds the planet. And send that light now into the vast space in front of you where it mixes with the red. And notice how the light gets slightly brighter and you feel slightly lighter. As we move up to the solar plexus, the yellow light fills the body within, surrounds the body on the outside, mixes with the other colours in the room, out into the streets, the city, and the country. Again, it surrounds the globe. And you push this light into the vast space before your very eyes. As the space gets even lighter, as your body gets lighter. Moving up to the heart center, the green light, as it fills the body within, pushes out into the room, into the streets, the city, into the country, and surrounds the globe. And we push that green light now out into that vast space in front of us, mixing with the other colours. And the light there is brighter. And just focus on the emptiness for now. As we move up to the throat center, the blue light covering the whole of the body on the inside, on the outside, filling the room, out into the streets, city, and your country. And it also surrounds Mother Earth. And we bring that light out into the space before us, mixing with the other colours. As this space now gets brighter and brighter, and we feel lighter and lighter. As we move up to the third eye, as the third eye opens, the crimson light pours out, surrounds the body, both inside and outside. Goes out into the room, into the streets, the city, into the country, across all the lands and across Mother Earth. And this crimson light now goes out into this space before your very eyes and makes it even brighter with the other colours. Become aware of any change of temperature that's around you or any sensations that you feel. And finally, the crown. As the crown center opens, white light from above comes down through the crown, and as it passes through the eyes, that space before you is now fully illuminated. Allow that illumination to remain and send the light down past the throat center, all the way across the shoulders, down through the arms, the hands, and out through the fingers, all the way down the spine, the heart center, solar plexus, the stomach, the base chakra, all the way down through the legs, down through the feet, out through the toes, buried deep, deep into the ground. And become aware right now of your connection with Mother Earth. As you breathe in, Mother Earth breathes out life into you. And as you breathe out, Mother Earth breathes in. Feel the connection. And now send that light around Mother Earth across the whole of the universe, sending healing and love to everything. Sending healing to all the world's decision makers, to all the frontline staff, and to the animal kingdom and nature. And right now we ask the higher realms to join us in this healing. And so now focus your attention on this vast space that's before you with this bright white light. For it is here that all your problems are answered. All unanswered questions are answered here. And so I invite you to just wait here in this perfect white light for your guide to appear. And when he or she arrives, they will have some information to share with you about your journey through life. And when they've finished, ask your guide anything that's troubling you, and that they can help you with a solution. Simply wait for them to arrive, offer no resistance. And so I leave you now for the next few moments. If your mind wanders, simply bring it back to that space. And now finish off any conversation you're having with your guide. And as your guide begins to fade from view, know that their energy, their love remains with you. And before you come back, just be aware of your body. Be aware of the lightness. Be aware of any feeling or different sensations. This is the higher vibration. And as we leave the healing energy with all the world leaders, doctors and scientists, we ask the higher realms, the angels, to leave their healing energy, their wisdom with them all as they fade back into the higher realms. And we leave our healing energy out into the universe. And as we do, we just bring our energy centers to a close, bringing in the red light to the base of the spine, the orange light into the stomach, the yellow light back into the solar plexus, the heart energy back into the heart center, and the blue energy back into the throat center, and the crimson light back into the third eye, and the third eye closes. And we send the white light back up from our toes, all the way up through our feet, up through our knees, all the way up our body to our shoulders, where we bring the light in from the hands all the way up the arms, up the neck, through the face, and we send the white light back up, and we retain our own light and close the crown. And now we just put a door or a lock of protection over each and every one of those energy centers, and a cloak of protection around us. And so become aware once again of the weight of your body. Become aware of the chair you're sitting in and the room you're in. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So there we go. Everybody's back. So that was kind of a shortened version of what we do in our healing circles, but it's actually finding out inside ourselves. You know, we send the healing energy out to the world, but we get back in touch with our inner self, because this is what's one of the things that is missing. So I don't know, how was that meditation for you, Marla?
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, I went and what's great is one of my guides is Merlin, and he came out and he gave me, instead of calling it a crystal ball, he gave me a vision ball.
Wow. Yeah.
And the vision was about my path, our path actually, because it's, one of our paths are going down together when we're launching the Global Consciousness Development Circle.
Yeah.
And so for all of you out there who may not be aware, Mike and I are we are working on getting this amazing educational plus platform launched very soon. So it's exciting. So in addition to these meditations, which will continue to perform bi-monthly live, they may change. They may be every week. I don't know. We will have to flow. But we are going to have some of the most preeminent healers, metaphysicians, and spiritual leaders teaching classes, lectures, helping you on your paths to help your path expand, shift, tweak, enhance, whatever it is you need.
Yeah.
We are going to be having amazing people being
some great educators.
Great educators.
Yeah.
And we're going to have other things like blogs, vlogs. We're going to have special events. Some will be virtual, but we're trying to do some in-person events. And with COVID spiking again, anything doing immediately is going to be put on the hold button.
Challenging.
Well, look at social consideration is most important, in my opinion, and being considerate of our community. And that's the other thing we're building, is a very strong conscious awareness community that where it's a safe space. You're able to support each other, help each other, guide each other, ask questions about where you are in your path. And if you need clarification or guidance, what it might be, because the community is not just people starting out. They're very advanced people who are part of the community, who have been educating themselves for a very long time, such as you and I. And not that we're the only ones, but just as an example, you've been on this path for a long time. I've been doing this almost 20 years. And there are people that have been doing it longer, and they have incredible guidance and information to share to help everyone in their process. So we'll keep you informed about the GCDC, or Global Consciousness Development Circle. Yeah,
that's almost complete after, is it a year and a half of work?
Not quite a year and a half, but we've put in a solid year of working on it. And
solid year, must be, I was probably including the Global Consciousness Summit as well with that.
And I'm guided for us to do another summit too, but that's another conversation. First things first, let's get this Educational Plus platform launched and running, because there's so many people who are just eager to share their information with our community.
I'm one of them.
You are one of them. I'm one of them.
Yeah,
There's incredible.
yeah,
If you've been on those meditations, there are a lot of the people that have led meditations, a lot of the people on my show, and from the summit who are really eager to just help everyone. And that's what
yeah,
these classes are. Because by teaching you and educating you, it's like that adage about the fish. If you're hungry and somebody gives you a fish dinner, you have a meal. But
yeah,
if somebody teaches you how to fish, you have meals for a lifetime.
yeah,
And that's what we're looking to do on
yeah,
GCDC, Global Consciousness Development Circle, is to teach you how to fish, teach
yeah,
you how to expand, how to heal, because we all
yeah,
have wounds. We've
yeah,
all been here multiple times. And if we've all had current wounds in this lifetime that need work.
yeah,
And there's ancestry things, there's past life things. So
yeah.
it's that's what we're here to do, and we're here to
Yeah.
help you and guide you.
Marla, do you think all the worlds, past and future, are colliding with the one present world at the moment?
Oh, that's a really great question. um I think it has to do with, I mean, yes, I think there's energies from the past coming to now. I'm trying to feel into if the future, because everything is affected, right? So
Yeah,
as there's no time and space and spirit, our past
yeah,
is actually now, our future is
yeah,
actually now. So in
yeah,
a way, yes, what you're
yeah,
saying is true. Everything is colliding,
yeah,
but there's a lot of ego. There's a lot of people trying to gain
yeah,
control of other
yeah,
people.
yeah,
And I guess in the way I look at things is, why, I mean, I understand to keep law and to keep
mm,
peace,
yeah,
but I'm not understanding certain other aspects about trying to control people.
yeah,
And that concerns me. I was watching a video about, um, and it was about the vaccinations, about some vaccinations, not all vaccinations. So I don't want to spread fear. But that they're putting in like nanotechnology into these vaccinations so they could possibly control your moods,
yeah,
control your actions, control your purchasing proclivities, whatever it
yeah,
might be.
yeah,
So we lose our free will and become
yeah,
basically robotic, very
yeah,
matrix like.
yeah,
And hello, Mr. Anderson. Hi,
yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Anderson. But very, and so it's, to me, it's like, where do people think that this is an okay thing to do to other beings? And
yeah.
it's not.
No,
And again, this is all from my perspective. I believe in free will. I believe in living the life that we're meant to live. And
yeah,
I believe that we're all meant to live divinely beautiful
yeah,
lives.
yeah. And I think that's what we're coming back to, Marla. Absolutely. I mean, there's so much polarity now, uh,
Yes.
and it's the rules of engagement, if you like, are clearly defined. And those who wish to go into the spiritual way of life, and it's not, when you say spiritual, it's not namaste, and it's just having respect for all other life is the most important thing. To accept that your way is not my way, but still to be friends. This is the path. To be gentle, to be kind to yourself,
Yes. And to be
and
kind to
yeah,
others and to
yeah,
animals. And yes, I totally agree with you.
yeah. Winning isn't the most important thing, and it will not be the most important thing, because there is so much abundance anyway. Winning is to take part. I always give that analogy of that athlete who he was running and running. He was heading for the finishing line, and he just collapsed out of exhaustion. The guy who was way behind him second picked him up and ran him and pushed him to the
To the
finishing
front.
line. They were both winners that day, and
Yes.
that is the new way that's coming along. I mean,
Well,
you
can
won't see. Yeah, carry on.
I just want to interject something, because sometimes everybody thinks winning is being the victor and this and
Yeah,
that, but sometimes winning is learning your lesson.
yeah,
Sometimes, so you learn the lesson and you move forward. That's also success. That's
yeah,
also
yeah,
winning. people have been, through media, through teachings, they've been brainwashed into thinking that winning is a certain thing. And yes, it is to a point, all this competitive,
Yeah.
activities, but success and winning is also winning within you, whatever
Yeah.
battles you might be dealing with or raging with. And that too is winning. And I wanted to bring that because I feel it's so important to share the perspective that it's not always the one who wins the blue ribbon or the brass
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
absolutely. I mean, in sports and athletics, of course, you want to do your best and win the race, but it's more. We're talking about more to do with life in general. Um, this business. Well, I've got to open up a car phone shop or a mobile shop. It's got to be better than his, and the guy in the other shop is worried that this guy's going to take his customers away. This is all going to disappear now. This is all going to disappear because once people understand there is abundance in this world for everyone, and it's not like a cake that once you've divided it up, it's all gone. The universe is an ever expanding universe, and it expands because our conscious thoughts keeps it expanding. And if we keep it creative, love, joy, and light, there will be abundance. There will be more than enough for everyone. But I feel it's this fear energy that we have acquired that has kept this
Well, it controls.
lack of. Yeah.
It controls the negative.
Yeah.
When in the negative elementals, the confusion, the control, the fear, the anger, the doubt, the confusion, and it just gives you just more of that. And the reality of it is we don't need any of that, and we don't need to live in fear. And
No.
once we learn to trust, once we learn to believe,
Yeah.
along with love, those emotions, those energies will lead you to a better path. Learning to surrender, not to
Yeah.
fight like a salmon going upstream,
Yeah.
but surrender. Somebody just gave me a beautiful analogy, and it might have been you, about the water. And if you dive into, maybe it was Deirdre, but when you dive into the water, and you're trying to go outward, that and you fight it, that's when you go under. But when if you're in water and a wave comes in, you just allow it to take you,
Yeah.
it will take you to the shore.
Yeah.
It's the fighting that takes you out and drowns you.
Yeah.
It's the
Absolutely.
allowing that lets you float and get to solid ground.
Yeah. And I think that's the key, isn't it? Allowing, just allow the flow, trust in the plan, and just flow with it.
Yeah. Something just came through my feed, and I just want to bring it up. It's 10:10. Today is 10:10. The 10:10 portal is open, and it's time for rest and completion. Let's see, what else does it say? It's about opening and completion. It's about moving forward and with more love, patience, and compassion, and to remove the obsessive mind, rumination, and denial. So
Powerful day.
This is that. Yeah, this is a very, very powerful day.
Yeah.
So
Super
lots of
duper.
powerful energy.
Yeah. Yep. So, Marla,
Yes.
that is it for another month of. Do we know our guest for the next?
We don't. We need
don't.
to.
Okay.
We will start at marketing. We'll start letting you know, sharing who the guest is as soon as we've confirmed their appearance. And well, do you want to close, or do you want me to do it?
I'll close. I'll do a little closing prayer. So, okay. So, Heavenly Father, Mother God, Universe, we thank you today for this opportunity in spreading truth, light, and love. We thank you for the opportunity of discovering our higher self and our guides from within. And we ask that you see each and every one of us today, whatever we're doing throughout the day, in safety until we meet again in your name. Amen.
Amen.
There we go.
And as always, as we leave you, we send love, blessings, and gratitude.
Gratitude.
Please stay well. Please watch out for other people. Care about what's going on through your social consideration, because we never know
Yeah.
what somebody else is dealing with.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Until the next time. Stay well.
Bye-bye.
Bye.